Maxwell, hello, good morning to you. It's morning where you are at, is it? How are you today? $7:25 a.m. Oh my goodness, why are you up so early? Trelly? Hello, how are you? Or Trell YJ22. How are you? Just need to get my setup done, and then we'll have a chat about what the plan is for today's tournament. Getting ready to work. Wow. It's a bit early to be working, isn't it? Wait, it's Friday. Why are you working? No, it's Saturday. Isn't it Saturday morning? Let's bring this to 40. Max this. I need some Thunderbolt today, so we get this max cooldown, get a good range, max this out. Okay, so this is done. I guess we can get one click here. I think this is good. I think this is a good setup because we have the attack speed battle condition today. So there's Orb Resistance, Thorns Resistance, enemy attack speed, plasma cannon resistance. So we have Thunderbolt Plus to deal with it. I guess we can get 1 extra second, wouldn't hurt. Yeah, I'm good, Charlie. It's been a long day, but I'm quite excited for this tournament, to be honest. Let's save up. So I'm excited mainly because I can't be certain which build is going to net me better results between the two that I'm intending to test today. And because of that, you know, it's something to look forward to. So I do have a suspicion that we might be able to try to get a PB today. If we are lucky, I think we might be able to achieve a PB. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's get this. Can we get another? Oh, we can get another level here. Nice. Alright, module levels are going up nicely. Oh right, I need to change this. So we have project funding as the primary. And then Galaxy compressor. Okay, so I think we can get started with the introduction. So hello to everyone, be it whether you're tuning in or watching this as the replay. So for today's tournament, I think the battle conditions are quite nice for me to do some form of a play test. And rather than record the video and edit it, I think it's better if I just did it on a live stream so you can see the exact setup that I'm using and how the gameplay would look like as we play through this tournament. So there are two builds that I'm going to be testing today. We open up the tournament first. We look at the battle conditions for today. There is Orb Resistance, Thorns Resistance, enemy attack speed, plasma cannon resistance, and basics ultimate. So we're going to get a lot of bosses. Bosses are, I guess, eventually going to get destroyed by our orbs, hopefully. I mean, with the Orb Resistance, it's going to be quite difficult, but I'm hoping that we have enough sort of damage to deal with the bosses. I'm hoping that the main difficulty for me today would be in the form of killing vampires, not so much bosses, because at least bosses we can do some orb damage to them. Vampires we can't. Vampires and rays would be the main problem for today, and mainly because there is Orb Resistance. When I am in my tournament, I think what's going to happen is that if I do not have permanent black hole, at some point my black hole is going to drop, and when my black hole drops, if there is a protector towards the end of the run, it's going to get me hit by a few of the enemies. So in order to prevent that from happening, I think the solution to that would be to just use Galaxy Compressor. We would have permanent black hole. So even if the enemies don't die, I think we would be safe with the permanent black hole. We would slowly be able to just whittle them down. And because I have permanent black hole, I have good controls on the enemy. I'm going to then use the orbital augment to supplement my damage in the form of percent damage as we move higher on in the wave count. So I think this would be a good balance between having control and having the percent damage. And for the second setup, what I'm then going to do is, well, let's use Pulsar Harvester in place of the Galaxy Compressor. So this would be, I guess the Pulsar Harvester would then be our form of dealing percent damage via the use of ELS. Now, because I then lose control, I'm then going to switch in Orbital Augment with Inner Landmine. With Space Displacer. And the hope is that we get more stuns this way. So combined with the attack speed slow from Thunderbolt, the extra stuns that we get, and the level reductions, this might actually outperform the other build. I'm not sure which is going to be better ex ante, but because I've just recently started playing around with smart missiles, I think it would be a fun experience to playtest and see how things are going to behave. So I think we're going to be starting with the 43.5 meter range variant first. And for this variant, I think we use 60 meter range. I think that would be a good range to aim for today. So let's see, we've got 43.5 meters here, 1.6 on the orb size. I think we go with, what's it going to be, 15 to 20 on the range lab, or maybe it's 20. Okay, let's see. Yep, 20 range would give me 60.9 meters. And then for shockwave size, I'm guessing 9. 8 for shockwave size. Okay, so we go with 2.0 shockwave size. I think that is enough for 60 meters. Let's check. So let's see. Yes, 60 meters would be 2.0 shockwave size. All right. Okay, so that's done. What can I do here? Oh my, I'm sort of done with all my enhancements. All right, so we've got maxed out on this. I guess having bigger orbs wouldn't hurt. Or should I go for more wall health? Nah, I think the bigger orbs would be better, given that there's orb resistance. Yeah, let's go for bigger orbs. Okay, we don't have much left over here. Oh, we can get some health regen. Okay, that's nice. So I think for both runs we are going to be using the same set of enhancements. So my attack tab is completely go boxed at this stage. EOS and recovery package, go box cache at 4.0, op size 2.8 I guess, and the health stuff at 4.0. First run with the orbital augment variant, we are going to be using 60 meter range. I think that gives me a good range away from the enemies, but not too far, so that my smart missiles can still put in some work via the explosions. We are not going to be using the enemy balance card, and for the second run I guess we'll use 48.5 meters or 48 meter range, and I think that works better for Space Displacer in getting more stuns. So I guess without further ado, we can get started with the tournament. Just let me double check my chips are in the correct order. Yes. My bots, this is how they currently look like. I gimped a little bit of damage and a little bit of duration for my Amplify bot to get more Titan Shock. And I think the Titan Shot would be good when it comes to dealing with Overcharge and Raise, especially with the increased attack speed for today. So before I begin, let me just inform my guildies that I'm entering. And let's get started. I hope we get a good bracket. Okay, so we adjust the ops in. Okay, I think we turn on our Poison Swarm stun. Yeah, it's on. Okay, and we should be, maybe I should turn on all the toggles, huh? Let's just see everything first, and then we start switching them off. So you can see all the smart missiles are all just like swirling around. I think we can now turn off the toggles for Death Wave, Chronophil, Golden Tower, and Spotlight. Now for some reason, I don't know why the game is kind of bugged in that I can't see my smart missile explosions. However, if I were to, I guess, turn off my Poison Swamp and turn off my smart missiles, I can now see the explosions but without the missiles. It's really weird at this stage. I think it's just a bug, but for now, you know, let's just look at the missiles sprawling around my tower. Oh, thank you very much, Base. Good luck with your tournament as well. And hello to everyone who has just joined the stream. So again, this is the first run. We hope that we have a good bracket. I just need to double check that the bracket is full and let my guild know. 26 people, so we're going to take a while. I guess we check back in at wave 200 once again. Why is my Poison Swamp toggle on? Oh, okay, so we switch off the Poison Swamp toggle. Ah, okay. And it seems like the Poison Swamp overlay blocks out the smart missiles. So once I switched off my Poison Swamp, we can now see the smart missile green explosions. Wave 2 is still 26 people in the bracket. Now we're going to get a lot of smart missiles this tournament. I'm hoping that we get very good amplification on them. It would be nice to see something like, I don't know, 2000x smart missile multiplier at the end of the run. It would be just nice to see, you know. Alright, the bracket's full. Let me inform my guild. Right, at 1800 we are going to check in on the bracket and see how it's like. I hope we get a good bracket today. Hopefully no one too strong is in our bracket. Because this is the Galaxy Compressor run, I don't have to worry about my Thunderbolt timing. But in the next run, I would probably want to sync my Thunderbolt to go off when my Black Hole falls. It's not going to be full coverage, but when my black hole falls, I'm hoping that my Thunderbolt covers the black hole range, so that if there's any ranged enemy in range, they get stunned immediately. And when they get stunned, I guess that gives me some time for my shockwave to push the enemies out. So for the next run, I think I would run with a slightly larger shockwave size. Later on in the run, obviously. Maybe I'll put this as a poll. Okay. So setup for today. Which do you think is better? Run 1. We are going to be looking at OA plus Gcomp. And run 2 is going to be, what did I say? It was Space Displacer plus Pulsar Harvester. It's just also so that I won't forget what the runs would be. Feel free to vote on it. Azra, hello, how are you? Am I well hydrated? Yes, I am. How are you doing today? I mean, just look at the number of smart missiles. It's amazing, isn't it? It's crazy. Doing well. Been chilling after work doing dissonant runs. I see. Which dissonant run are you doing and how far along are you as well? You work on Saturdays. That's rough, man. I attended my good friend's daughter's birthday today. It was a birthday celebration. She is 1 year old, and it was fun. It was fun. There were a bunch of other kids as well, and thankfully none of them cried. It was amazing. I thought babies, 1 year old, bound to cry. One cried. Like this toddler, he cried. But it was very short-lived. I do all. I finish utility, all the utility I could, then attack HP, and finally ultimate weapon. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. So I should do my defense dissonant runs, but it's a lot of effort. At some point though, at some point. You guys might also notice that I've got a lot less gems than usual. It was 5-digit last stream. And I said that I was saving for the update, right? Guess what happened? So I got 2 levels into ultimate weapon, 2 levels into attack dissonant runs. And you know, hopefully it does better. In the second run, when we're using the Space Displacer, I think I would just gem rush this Chrono Jump lab. Just because, you know, a bit more damage wouldn't hurt, I guess. So yes, it dropped a ton from the last video. JP JP is the culprit, you know, he's always the culprit. Don't ever listen to JP. He said that he would do a rain dance for me if I jam rush my stuff. And he tried, but he couldn't dance. And I hope JP listens to this. I hope JP is here. The last time I streamed, I think in the middle of the day, he said that it was too early where he was. It's like 2 a.m. or something. So I think now it's just around 9 a.m. in the morning where he's at. Maybe 8 a.m. where he's at. So hopefully he tunes in. Hopefully he tunes in. Peter, hello, how are you? Yeah, it's a late night stream today to cater for our friends in the US. I mean, Australia has a strange time zone, honestly. It was a lot easier for me to stream when I was back in Singapore because the gap between my time zone and that in the US is not as far. Let me help you a little bit. Oh shit! Azor, is this you? Oh my goodness. Oh man, thank you so much Azor, but that's really kind of you. Did you buy five Galaxy Gem packs? What? Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Man, thank you so much as well. That's really kind of you. Jeez. Hey guys, I'm rich again. I've got 5-digit gems once again. I've got 5-digit gems once again. Come on, smart missile module. Drop the smart missile module. If there is a smart missile module, oh god. Jeez. Oh my god, thank you so much as well. Is there anything you want me to spend on? You get to decide what you want me to spend the gems on. Jeez, oh my goodness. You make no demands. Oh no, there's a lot of pressure on me now. I feel rich. It's like Christmas came early. Holy shit. You know, I could probably gem rush utility completely. I could probably gem rush this too completely as well. But I think we save up for now. I think we save up. We just gem rush the chrono jump lab. We complete this level of the gem rush after this, and who knows what the update would bring in terms of gem sinks. And I think when the update drops, we decide from there how we want to spend our gems. And of course, Azure, you know, if you when the update drops and you think you want to see something being done with the gems, just let me know, and you get priority over what I want with regards to how I spend the gems. Okay. Oh, but again, thank you so much. Oh my god. What a great start to the stream. Alright. Now to make the day perfect, we need a good bracket. Come on, first place, easy first place finish. We will check the bracket at 1800 waves. Peter, yeah, it was awesome, right? That's really kind. Patrick, any predictions for the minor update coming up? Yeah, so I actually just released a video yesterday on my thoughts about balancing. I think there are a couple of parts to that video. In the video I released yesterday, it was on tournaments, on ultimate weapons, and on labs. At least what I think would be nice balancing features that they could incorporate. I'm intending to make a video on something similar for other aspects. So maybe modules, maybe for cards. I don't think they would change cards by much, but for guilds, for modules, what other aspects of the game is there? I think that's about it, right? But you know, I don't mind sharing some of my thoughts. I think for the update coming up, we are going to see ultimate weapon damage balancing. My guess is that smart missiles or poison swamp would be buffed in terms of their damage, or yeah, I think poison swamp is going to be buffed for damage. I think smart missiles are going to be smart in that they can target fleets and they would prioritize your target priority. Whether that is done via a new module, as you know, I'm sure some of you guys would have seen that leak on that module. We don't know if we can trust that leak, but I do think that there is a place for smart missiles in getting a buff one way or another in the balancing patch. Especially since the developers said that they want to introduce mechanics for us to deal with fleets. Now, I do think that there will be an expansion of the enhancements tab. So we would probably get more EOS, more coin plus, more sell plus, more free upgrade plus, more attack and more damage, and all of this stuff. I think the best bet for now would be to just hold off on stone spending and gem spending, and try to get as many coins as you can. Why get as many coins as you can? Mainly just because we do not know what respecs we might need to do, right? It could be that, well, we need to pull out. Let's say they introduce another 20 levels into EOS Plus. That's probably going to require me to reduce my attack tab to 4.0 and funnel all of that coin into EOS Plus, just so that I can survive better in tier 21. And so, you know, that all of this is just preparation for when that day comes. I'm looking forward to that patch. I got so unlucky with brackets today. I do get around 1500 waves, but I get 2 to 4 keys. Ooh, that's rough as well. Will there ever be a solution for fleets? Yeah, so I do think that okay, so the way the game used to work, and I think we will see this later on in the run. Later on in the run, when a protector comes along and I'm not doing any damage, you will see the protector get clumped up in my black hole, and there will be a whole cluster of enemies that get stuck together with the protector. When that time comes, smart missiles is just going to launch all on the protector. Not because smart missiles has good AI, but because all of the enemies are clumped together, so the probability that it launches the missile towards the enemies is going to be very high. And when that happens, we are just going to nuke down those protected enemies very quickly. So I do think that if they make smart missiles actually smart, it is going to be a kill feature for fleets, right? So if we had our smart missiles like all the time just firing off onto overcharge, the damage amplification on the overcharge is going to be very high, and that should allow us to counter fleets to a certain extent. Easier battle conditions today got a personal PB, so big expectations for you tonight. Hey, congratulations on your PB, Peter. I'm hoping that we get a PB. since the last PB that I got, which was like 2,912 waves, I have gotten 2 extra levels into Attack Echo and Ultimate Weapon Echo. So, you know, hopefully we get a buff. The extra damage helps us today, hopefully. I think it's going to be tough for me to get a PB because there is that increased attack speed battle condition. If there wasn't that increased attack speed battle condition, we might be able to. But my damage is basically going to get nerfed to something close to 0 once we hit like the 2.8, 2.9k region. And, you know, all it takes is just an unlucky string of rays attacking us, and we don't Death Defy because there is Death Defy down today, and then the run ends. Or it takes one very unlucky overcharge to come along, and then, you know, my Thunderbolt does not cover it during the time that it's there, and then the run just ends after that. That would be great if it got buffed, since that was my first ultimate weapon. Yeah, Maxwell, I think so too. Smart missiles, make smart missiles viable again. I'm not even saying that good, right? Back in the day, smart missiles was used to nuke down protectors when, you know, Obla's Devil was a thing. Right now, the enemy type that needs that kind of mechanic, I guess, would be fleets. And, you know, right now what you can see is that all the green explosions are all just like firing off in random areas around my screen. And because of that, the overlap is very minimal, and so we don't get much damage amplification from the smart missiles. But if all the missiles connect onto one enemy, it is going to be a very, very big amount of damage. Joe Dog, hello, how are you? Quick question for me. When I farm tier 21, am I using summon or scout? I am actually using both. So I use summon, fetch, and scout. My summon is max. My fetch is... let me show you my fetch. So this is my scout chip. It's got about a 20% uptime. My fetch chip is 110 seconds cooldown, 20% fine chance. It's enough for me to get the daily cap on the medals, so I'm happy with that. And then my summon chip is basically done. Patrick, I just want keys to be more available. Yeah, I agree. The Harmony Vault should be made more accessible. I honestly don't have any gripe with that. You know, it might cause a lot of salt if I say this, but I have completed every single unlock in the Harmony Vault. Including the auto missile barrage, which I have never seen happen before. But to answer your question as well, yes, we can most definitely nuke a fleet for you to see later on. I would probably just not nuke a fleet, missile barrage a fleet. Protectors are the bane of my existence as EHP. I got Chain Lightning plus to 50% and I'm now a free man. Yeah. So protectors, I guess Chain Lightning Plus is like the rich person's version of dealing with protectors. The alternative would be I guess Black Hole, Death Ray, Mastery. Missile. So the thing about smart missiles is that you know, let's say the developers did not introduce overheat into our tournaments, I think damage is still going to outperform percent damage, mainly because we kill stuff faster and we can continuously kill stuff faster later into the run. With builds like using Chain Lightning Plus, you have to micro the Chain Lightning Plus on and off during the run to take care of protectors. So the idea is that you let your orbital augment do its thing on the commanders for like 10 waves, 15 waves or something like that, and then you turn on your Chain Lightning Plus to just destroy it. There is a very huge misconception. So Chain Lightning Plus is going to do 60% of wave health at max level. People seem to think that it's 60% of the enemy's health. It is not. So it's going to be 60% of fast and range enemies' health. It's going to be 100% of protector health. But for stuff like tanks, bosses, elites, 60% of wave health is actually not very much of their health at all, because they have like 20 or 30x the wave health number. And Chain Lightning can only proc like I think 100 times on every enemy, something like that, right? Yeah, so the Death Ray Mastery would be pretty good to deal with Protector Ultimates, I think. I don't have it, but yeah. One day when I have enough stones, I think it's going to be good. I'll probably get it. It's probably going to help with attack dissonant runs as well. Now, looking at the poll, most people seem to think Orbital Augment plus Galaxy Compressor is going to net me more waves. I am doubtful. I am doubtful. The reason why I put Space Displacer as the second run is because I actually have a surprise. I was a little bit naughty last tournament. You know, after the last tournament, what I did was, you know, look at my inner landmines. It's got 200x damage now. It's up. I got 2 clicks into this, and I got 1 click into IOM plus. From the last tournament, at IOM plus 0 and 2 clicks less, my inner landmines was doing very comparable damage to my smart missiles. And smart missiles was already doing more than Chain Lightning. So I'm guessing that with inner landmines we get a lot more stuns on enemies. That's going to offer us a lot more control on all enemy types, including like bosses and so the thing about GCOM is that it doesn't it doesn't help with bosses and stuff like Rays and Overcharge, vampires as well, so they will continuously get closer and closer to my tower. When enemies clump up within the black hole, I think bosses can get ramped down towards my wall as well, so that might cause me to lose unnecessary wall stacks or energy shield stacks. But with Space Displacer we get a lot more safety in that regard, and you know, I'm hoping that the damage is good. But we shall see, I am very curious as to what would work better for me. And if that works better, then we use that build and compare it with a different build in the subsequent tournaments where battle conditions are quite similar. And we see how from there. Alright, let's check out the bracket. I hope we get a good bracket. Come on. Alright, let's look at this. Okay, good start. Okay, good start. Okay. Oh, Burn. Okay, Burn is okay. I remember speaking to Burn before. Oh no, 0 is in my bracket. Oh no. Golfman. Okay. 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 I think these guys we don't have to check. Now let's see if there's any lurkers. Okay. Alright guys, I think this is it, right? We basically won the bracket. I think we won the bracket. Right? I don't think okay, maybe Griffin. Okay, safe. Doug? Is this Doug? No, I don't think so. Okay, this is safe. Yeah, so everyone up to, you know, Golfman, I think we are fine. All of these people ended off before intro sprint, so I think we are safe as well. It's quite strange that... Why is it lagging? Oh. Who was it? Was it Winged Wolf? Okay, Winged Wolf. Yeah, okay, so I think we got first place for this tournament. Nice. That means we can fool around with the setup. We don't have to worry too much. Does Amplify Bot Plus boost Chain Lightning Plus? Joe-Dog, I have no idea. I don't think so. I don't think so. So I'm very doubtful that Ambot Plus buffs Chain Lightning. Mainly because my Chain Lightning damage multiplier is pretty high. It is 3.3k. And my Smart Missile damage multiplier is 1.1k. But as we will see later on, maybe even now we might be able to see it, my Smart Missiles would end up doing more damage than my Chain Lightning. So it seems to me that Amplify Bot Plus is just buffing Smart Missiles and not buffing Chain Lightning damage. Maybe the base M-Bot buffs the Chain Lightning damage, but it doesn't, the M-Bot Plus doesn't make it proc like 4 times per instead of once. Or maybe it does, but because Smart Missiles has that stacking amplification, we end up seeing that Chain Lightning is going to underperform relative to both Smart Missiles and Inner Landmines. And when we do the Inner Landmine Plus run later on with Space Displacer, we are going to see that its Space Displacer damage is going to be very, very good. I think for now, we can just turn off the Poison Swarm stun until things get a bit more iffy. I wonder if we can actually use 60-meter range for the Space Displacer run, because all enemy types have no ultimates today, so having that extra range would be good. And they get pulled in by my black hole anyway. So I'm still going to get the Space Displacer explosions and stuff. Do you guys know? Does anyone use IOM Plus who's in the chat? If there's someone, could you let me know if it would be viable to use Space Displacer with like 60-meter range? we have the question of when I need to use my demon mode. I think we just wing it. We hold off on demon mode until we really need it, and then we use it to save our skin. Okay, Peter, you have a space displacer, and you're saying that orbital augment does better than space displacer in terms of damage. That is obvious. So orbital augment is going to be my largest damage source for this run. That is for sure. However, it's not so much the absolute damage that we need to do, because Defy is going to just one-shot a lot of the enemy types today. What I need to ensure is that stuff like bosses, fleets, elites, they take very bursty big damage. I think there is a role for just having smart missiles and inner landmines to chain off on them. But what I'm more curious about is whether or not I would handicap myself by using 60 meter range versus 48 meter range with a space displacer build. Oh wow, okay, wow. Space displacer 2750, orbital augment 2923. Okay, wow, Peter, you beat both my PB. You beat my PB, both at 98 meters though. Huh. Why would you use space displacer with 98 meter range, may I ask? Wouldn't like the enemies have to enter your range line before you can even get the space displacer mines to explode, if that were the case? Stongson, hello. Oh wait, Stongson, you are Jackson, right? Hello, how are you? It's been a while. How have you been? But 29-23, wow, that puts you in like top 100 right now, I'm guessing. Let's see how the tournament bracket is shaping up. So Greeny got 3.4k waves, which is... I wonder why. Wouldn't he be like getting like 4,000 waves or something normally? So it must be a hard bracket, or a hard set of battle conditions. 29-23 waves, let's see. Yeah, so that puts you in like the top 100 at this stage. Nice. I'm guessing PJ1 is you, yeah. Oh, you got 29-24 waves. Okay, position 54. Damn. Damn, Peter's a big boy. I don't think I can hit 29-23, Peter. I'm guessing for this build, 2800. I don't know, it would be nice if I can hit 29-23 waves. Because I see a guildie of mine who reached 3000 waves. I am nowhere near his level of progression. Let me see if there are any other names that I recognize. Yeah, okay, so look, Ghetto, the time I got a PB at 2912, Ghetto got 3100 256 waves. We were in the same bracket. So Ghetto did 3003 waves today, which means that if I subtract off 150 waves, that puts me at 2850. I'm guessing that I would die around that region, 2.8k. But you know, I am hopeful. There is a possibility that I might be able to hit 2900 waves because I have the 2 levels of Echo Labs between the last time I got 2900 and today. So yeah, we can be hopeful. I do need to switch off my auto demon mode. Yeah, there it is. We uncheck this. I do wish that they make intro sprint somehow go all the way to like the first time you take damage after 1800. You know, so if you reach 1800 and you do not take any damage, intro sprint continues to go on in 10 wave increments until you finally take a hit. Oh, and well, okay, maybe that's not fair because the overcharge just basically got a lucky shot on me, right? So maybe we need intro sprint to go on until your wall breaks past 1800. That would be nice. And I think there is that obvious build where I can use Pulsar Harvester and Orbital Augment together. However, I don't think I have enough control. Mainly because I don't have Chain Lightning Plus to deal with Protectors. If I had Chain Lightning Plus, then I think I can just get away with Orbital Augment and Pulsar Harvester. Stunkson's been busy lately. Oh, okay. Well, I hope your schedule clears up soon. Just like 300 waves from PB. Yeah, so Stonkson, the thing with that is that depending on the battle conditions, our run variance can be very high. I think there was one tournament where Greeny got like 4,000 waves, and today it's like 3.4k. So, you know, I guess it depends on the battle conditions. I am guessing that the Orb Resistance coupled with a lot of bosses later on is going to be quite scary. So having that extra stuns to hold them in place, let my ops shred through them, I think that would be nice to have. Yeah, that might be a nice thing to have later on. Just hold the bosses. I think with Orb Resistance we still do some damage, right? Orbs deal 21% of enemy health as damage instead of killing them. Ooh, I could actually do the So I guess once my chrono jump lab is done, I could slot in Orb Resistance, and I think that would help with farming as well. Just less damage requirements. Yeah, that would be nice. And man, looking at my gems, it just jumped up one whole number. That's awesome, man. I'm wondering, for those in the chat, what is the worst battle condition for you at the moment? For me, I think the worst battle condition is Protector Ultimate. Even with G-Comp. So let's say they had Protector Ultimate with Range Ultimate, right? There was that tournament with that. Even if I put in permanent black hole, the Protector gets sucked into my black hole, and then the range enemy spins around and enters the Protector shield, and then it just comes in and shoots me. That was so dumb. That was so dumb. It was the Protector Ultimate that made the range enemy so dangerous for me. Base range ultimate is the worst for you as well. Yeah, it sucks, man. Range ultimate is horrible. Death Defy is the Death Defy down. Why is that the worst battle condition for you as well? Because you need the Berserker damage? Ultimate weapon durations is, I guess with Poison Swamp builds, Black Hole, yeah, they're going to suffer a little bit, but I don't think I found the ultimate weapon durations battle condition that challenging for quite some time now. You need the Berserk damage, I see. Okay. There is that lab. Depending on where your progress is, there is a Death Defy down battle condition lab. It should be easily affordable now. I still haven't worked on that. I think at some point I would need to get that done. Fast and range ultimate, probably. Yeah, so Jackson, I think with fast ultimate, perhaps it's because I'm farming tier 21 nowadays. But fast enemies don't seem that dangerous anymore. By the way, I have been trying out this new build in tier 21. I think it's very similar to what Crowbar Zero was using in that tier 21 video that he made. I think it was around this region here. So I was basically using Space Displacer. And you can see that my coins per hour is actually lower using this build, right? So using Space Displacer, I get a lot more stuns on enemies, but consequently I get lower coin per hour. So I was running a lower range, but getting less coin per hour as a result of that. What I noticed is the Space Displacer does a really good job of just holding enemies far away from the tower. It also helps a lot with overcharge because the radius is smaller, so your bounce shots can actually hit overcharge. In my farm runs, I typically devil my bounce shot range. when the IOM route and 2200 waves in Legends, I realized that without OA, I'm thinking maybe going Smart Missiles with Amplify, but yeah, Jackson, I'm actually using Smart Missiles at the moment. Now, I would say that if you looked at the last tournament results, I think Crowbar Zero topped it. Let me just pull up that again. Yeah, Crowbar Zero got top place. I know Crowbar Zero has very strong IOM. So I think he would have still used IOM in his tournament setup. And from what I understand, IOM damage is way outperforming all the other ultimate weapons at this stage. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that Crowbar would have used Space Displacer. He might have used Space Displacer and Orbital Augment. However, I would think that with the fast ultimate battle conditions, he might have benefited a lot from just having more stuns on enemies. So yeah, I know he would have used Space Displacer, surely. Whether he used ACP or Orbital Augment, it's hard to say. It could have been just Space Displacer with Pulsar Harvester, like what I'm going to do after this run. The thing is, we've been stacking damage multipliers on top of damage multipliers for so long. I don't see why we would want to swap out ACP for Orbital Augment. Because even though your damage becomes a little bit more insignificant, but damage is still damage, and if you're doing a lot of damage, even though you scale that number down to something close to 0, that a big number times something close to 0 is still a relatively decent number. Yeah, and Crowbar probably also uses a max guard. My only issue is how we are scaling down and enemies are scaling up. Like 2k waves in, I've lost 1500 levels in damage. Yeah, exactly. And Jackson, I think the main takeaway from that is that we don't actually need a lot of damage to kill enemies, huh? So like you pumping in all your thousands and thousands of stones into damage ultimate weapons, basically useless, because we're just going to equalize all of your damage down. So the way you negate that is you just splurge a lot and we multiply it by some number very close to 0 for you. And it sucks. It sucks. To me, the whole concept of overheat is just stupid. There could have been a much better way to dealing with that, right? Don't introduce damage inflation, stone inflation, coin inflation, and then find a way to nerf it. It just feels really dumb to me. But at this stage, I think the developers have kind of like forced themselves into a corner, right? Like you have tweaked the game in so many different ways that now everything is just all like spaghettified with one another, and it's very difficult for you to change one aspect of the game without completely breaking the entire game. Let's say they made percent damage bad again, then what's going to happen is that everyone is just going to hit a hard cap on wave counts, right? Because you can no longer do any percent damage builds. And then it would just be a complete clustering at the top. The only way I can see them getting themselves out of this is perhaps tier 21 plus, make it so that a top player like Greeny is going to get like 1,000 waves in Legends. You know, wave by wave, it's going to get exponentially more and more difficult. And that way damage is going to be important, and you would actually incentivize players to, yeah, I need to go box all my damage ultimate weapons, because overheat is no longer a mechanic that is affecting me. I think a tier 21 tournament would be very nice, Jackson. Yeah, I wouldn't mind just intro sprinting my way to the end of the run, and then, yeah, you know, life is good from there on. Seems like I lost my wall. Only at 2200 waves though. Not sure what happened there. I should not be losing my wall that early. I think what we should do is we turn off the toggle for black hole, so it becomes a bit easier to see. And I don't want to turn off the toggle for my smart missiles, because later on in the run we are going to be able to see the smart missiles cluster all on one enemy, and I want to see how frequent that happens, especially given the battle conditions like today, right, where we're just shredding out most of the enemies. Okay, let's check out this boss's stats. I mean, smart missiles doing good. Yeah, by comparison, I guess at this stage we are still not firing off many projectiles. That's why my chain lightning count is pretty low. Yeah, but let's check the damage breakdown at this stage. You can see it's about the same between chain lightning and smart missiles. I'm guessing that this number is going to go up a lot quicker later on. Yeah, so now it just jumped up. I guess we connected a lot of smart missiles on this. Yeah, okay. So even at 880 chain lightning, it's still doing less than my smart missiles. That's nice. We check in again at around like the 2500 region. Now that I think about it, if I'm going to get close to 3000 waves, doing 2 tournament runs is going to be... How long would that be? It's going to be like 5-hour stream. Oh god. I should have thought this through a bit more before I committed to doing 2 runs. Don't we lose 1/4 of our levels in 500 waves? From 1500. I guess so. Yeah, I've lost more than 1/4 at this stage, so probably. Peter, you might turn into a pumpkin at midnight. The fairy godmother got you. You are in Brisbane, Queensland, right? Is it also a public holiday there today? It's the King's birthday weekend in Melbourne at the moment. And I believe, Jackson, you're in Sydney. Is that right? New South Wales. Oh, we have quite a few Aussies today. Oh, you have that in October now. I see. Yeah, it's strange that different states have different holidays. Coordinating across different offices within Australia must be quite challenging. Like, oh, can you meet on this day? No, we have our holiday this day. How about you guys? Oh, we have our holiday on that day. It's a bit confusing. Now, I'm thinking that maybe I should increase my shockwave size. I think 2.2 on shockwave size would be good eventually. So that we push the enemy slightly further out, and then that allows my orbs to have more time to shred them. Let's keep it at 2 for now, and then when we reach like the 2500 region, or once we start popping demon mode, then that's when we think. Bess says I might be looking at a new PB in Champions League. Oh, fingers crossed. Good luck with that. I hope you get a new PB. When do I finish my PhD? That's a good question, Peter. I'm supposed to submit by the end of this year, so I think I would be completing this year. But after I submit, then there's going to be the external examination, so people are going to look through my dissertation, and they're going to come back with comments and stuff which I have to address. And once that process is done, then I guess I technically revise the comments, resubmit it, and that would be the completion of the PhD. So I don't know how long that external examination can take. It could take up to like 3 months from what I understand. Code, hello, how are you? I'm doing good in this tournament. We are getting first place this tournament, I hope. Let's check out the bracket. Yeah, I think Carp and Agri, they are probably about capped out. There's someone else. Yeah, this guy probably can go slightly further. He'll probably get to around my wave count. But it's going to be a pretty decent bracket for today, thankfully. The past couple of tournaments have been quite challenging for me. Okay, damage is down to like the 5Q region once again. I think from memory around the 24-2500 region, that is when I might need to consider popping my demon mode. So we shall see how that goes. Peter, would I stay on teaching afterwards? I don't intend to stay in academia actually. My plan would be to look for a corporate job after this, be it in Singapore or in Australia. Haven't decided yet. I'll probably just apply for jobs all over and see what comes my way. I wouldn't mind moving to a different country. Yeah. I would like to say that I'm young, but I'm not really that young anymore. But I guess I have the flexibility of labor mobility. It would be nice to experience living life in different countries, seeing what I like the best, and eventually just settling down in whichever I like the most. I do have an Australian PR, so let's say I went back to Singapore and I didn't like it there. The corporate environment there, I find it too difficult for me to adjust back to life back home. I can always come back to Australia once again. Or I mean, let's say I found a job in Hong Kong. I worked there for a couple of years. Maybe I don't like the hustle and bustle there. I could always just move back here as well. I must say though that I quite enjoy living in Melbourne. Aside from things costing a lot, the cost of living is very high in Australia. The people are nice. The pace of life is very nice. I quite enjoy that part. I think we should probably consider, since my wall has gone down once or twice now, we turn on the poison swarm stun. Melbourne would be cheaper than Singapore. It depends, Peter. So I think the things that are cheap in Singapore are expensive in Australia, and vice versa. Cars are very expensive. Houses are very expensive in Singapore, but so is rental in Melbourne. At least in Singapore, we have affordable government housing. So when you work, you can use a portion of your superannuation equivalent to pay for your housing mortgage. And that makes housing very affordable in Singapore. Well, public housing. If you're talking about private housing, then yeah, it's not affordable. Food is very accessible if you don't want to eat like extravagant meals. There are a lot of food areas within each residential estate, and the food there is, there are different stalls, and you can just order a meal get it for under $10, a meal plus a drink. Public transport is actually very affordable. Taking a train from, let's say, where I lived, which is near the airport, to the CBD, it's half an hour train ride. It's gonna cost something like $2.50. The trains come every 2 minutes, and once you reach the CBD, you can just like walk via the underground tunnels to your office. Peter, I didn't know that super stroke housing. Oh yeah. So it's a nice concept. So I think one of the founding members of Singapore, he recognized that for people to, like the Maslow's hierarchy of needs things, right? You need to ensure the safety and well-being of people in order to be able to get them to be productive. So he made it such that it's almost a requirement that everyone is able to afford housing in Singapore. So in Singapore currently, home ownership rate is about 92%. It's always been around the 90-ish region percent. So housing is not expensive, but private housing is very expensive. Oh, I did take... Oh no, I took a couple of hits, huh? So I'm guessing that we just don't have damage now. There is Death Defy at this stage, but I'm guessing that I need to pop my demon mode soon. Bought a home like 2 months ago. It's very expensive. Yeah. Housing in Australia is actually very pricey. My apartment comes with like the building management fees and strata fees. It's costing me like 1.8k every quarter. So that's like an extra $8,000 a year in addition to all the other bills that I have to pay. Electricity bills went up very significantly recently as well. However, high taxes, and it's a bit hot. Wait, Peter, yeah, it's hot. Taxes are a lot lower in Singapore than in Australia. Way lower taxes. We don't have capital gains tax there. So if you buy any stocks, and you make money on it, it's free. You don't have to pay a tax on that. Income tax, I think, it's also incremental and bracketized, but the tax brackets are a lot lower. So let's say you earn 100k. Your annual tax would be something like $12,000. Alright, I noticed that the protectors are starting to clump the enemies up now. So to make things a bit safer, what I'm going to do is bring this up to 2.2. I must be confused with expats. Yeah, expats would probably have to pay higher taxes. Did you work in Singapore, Peter? There is a local tax rate and a foreigner tax rate. Just like in Australia, and locals get to pay slightly lower taxes in both countries. Oh, many friends have lived there, I see. Well, buying a house is expensive because property costs a lot of money. So if you do not have permanent residency, then you're not eligible for like the superannuation kind of things. In that case, then yeah, you would have to fork out a lot more money, I guess. Cars are very expensive, I would say. Buying a car in Singapore, you have to pay like at least a 300% tax, body tax on the car. So I think like years ago, like those Lamborghinis and Ferraris, they would cost over $1 million in Singapore. I'm sure it's a lot more now. I don't know the exact prices, but yeah, you can buy a house in Australia with that money. Land tax for those that... Let's see. I have solar panel now, although saving 3k a year right now on electricity bills. Can buy stones for half the year. Hey Stonson, buy me some stone packs. Don't be selfish. You're saving on solar panel. You're saving on electricity nowadays. Peter says I have visited 5 or 6 times. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah. It is a very hot country. That is true. Whenever I go back home, the first couple of days, my body feels like it's burning up. You know how like when you have a fever and your whole body is like radiating heat? That is exactly how I feel when I get home for the first couple of days. And what I would need to do is I would need to take a very cold bath. You know, just sit in a bathtub full of cold water, which is not going to be cold at all. I sit in there and just let the heat escape my body, and after that use the air conditioning for a couple of hours to the point where I start feeling a little bit cold, and then my body temperature sort of regulates downwards. But before that, it's just, yeah, my whole body always feels like it's on fire. I had your creator code for half the year now. Oh, thank you very much. I could also buy a gem pack to speed up a level of dissonance. Oh, okay. Zach, hello, how are you? About to start tournament. Good luck with your tournament, man. I hope you get a good bracket. And Elfbrooks, hello, how are you? I've convinced you to try Boom Boom with Smart Missiles. Oh boy. It seems like a lot of people nowadays are saying they want to try Smart Missiles as well. You know, there is a non-negligible probability that Smart Missiles does not get buffed. And if it doesn't get buffed, I think people are going to be quite upset. Oh boy, okay, wait, 1 second. Oh, okay, it's alright, we killed them. I was afraid that Commander buffed the enemies. Would be a bit too scary. But I hope you enjoyed the Smart Missile, Zach. It's been really fun. Let's pull up the damage page here. Let's see. Yeah, alright. So Smart Missiles has now pulled up way ahead of Chain Lightning. Right? They were a bit neck and neck earlier. Right now Smart Missiles is already like almost double the Chain Lightning. Study, hello, how have you been? It's been a while. Oh, we have a moderator now. You only have 26 quantity Smart Missile with 8 seconds cooldown. Ah, that is good. That is good. People just wanna go boom boom, yeah. You know, there comes a time in everyone's tower journey where you can either choose to go bang bang, which is Chain Lightning because you fire projectiles bang bang bang, or you can go boom boom. And so you gotta ask yourself, am I a bang bang kind of guy or am I a boom boom kind of guy? And for me, I'm a boom boom guy. I am running my farm run now. Should end in 3 hours. Oh, nice. I hope that we are done with the tournaments before your farm run ends. I don't think I would survive that long anymore. We're already at 2.5k waves at this stage. Thought it was pretty good to do about same as IOM. Yeah, Jackson, I completely agree with you. Right now, so I probably should share this with the chat. So from the last tournament rewards, oh shit, we have a buffed vampire now. Okay, let's see if our Smart Missiles actually connect. Should I pop my demon mode? Oh, we got rid of the commander. Okay, can we get rid of this vampire? Yeah, we got rid of it. Alright, we still don't need our demon mode. Nice. Now, my inner landmines, I have upgraded them with stone. So it's now IOM +1. I've got 200 damage multiplier. The goal would be to bring it up to about the 500-ish damage multiplier. IOM +4, thereabouts. Just to keep it on par with my Poison Swamp. And the whole goal from that is to just keep all my ultimate weapons around the same sort of damage, so that they can potentially synergize with each other. But I am guessing that by the time I reach IOM plus 4 and like 500x in my IOM damage, Space Displacer is going to make my IOM do way more damage than anything else. Those gems are looking nice. Offbrooks, yes, exactly. So Azure was so kind earlier. They got me 5 Galaxy Gem packs. I was sitting around the 2.8k region, and then suddenly, boom, I'm like, oh my goodness. Christmas came early. You have pumped in a landmine to +7. I see. Yeah, that's very good damage then, Jackson. I'm sure you've been doing a lot of damage with your IOM that way. Study stays, sorry I've been really busy lately, got sent back to a homeless shelter. Still have to do work, still have other things on top along with constant sickness, it's right. Study, hang in there, man. And no need to apologize for this. I hope you're doing well. And take care of your health, man. That's the most important. And I'm glad that you are able to join us today. About 900 damage is outperforming Chain Lightning quite a bit now. Yeah. So Chain Lightning is good at spreading damage, but because it does not receive amplification, other ultimate weapons instead get buffed by your Chain Lightning. So yeah, you know, we get a lot of value from the Chain Lightning shock as opposed to getting Chain Lightning damage. Yeah, it's good to hear that you are doing well as you can be, Study. Hang in there. I'm saving gems and relics to get more modules. I have a few modules. I need to get to Ancestral. That will boost my farming and tournament runs a lot. Yeah, constantly buy modules until those that you need are at like Ancestral 5-star. My only issue right now is that with Overheat, normal damage is getting double skilled, whereas percent damage is not getting skilled at all. You mean normal damage is getting nerfed? And each tab is in damage and IOM plus is like hitting the 1k mark. Yeah, I mean, we don't really need that many stones into damage to make it shine, right? It's a function of how much we have over here. Oh shit, okay, that's overcharged. Let's just pop our demon mode now. Okay, we use demon mode around 2600 because of this overcharge guy here, right? Came over, took our wall, took out 2 energy shields. Thankfully we caught him. Finally died. Alright. Our damage is going down and my health is... Yeah, so it's... That is why percent damage is in the meta at the moment. I really wish that they didn't pigeonhole us into this kind of gameplay. Ooh, 2 overcharges in a row. Okay, so note to self, in the next run that I'm doing, 2600 is the dangerous region. So there's going to be 2 back-to-back overcharges. I should probably save my demon mode for them. Make smart missiles great again. Yeah, I was saying this earlier, Jackson. If we had smart missiles be smart in that it follows our target priority, smart missiles would be amazing. Yeah, smart missile explosion radius is small, which makes it a viable ultimate weapon for them to give us as a single target nuke, right? And if it does catch people in its explosion radius, then great. But otherwise, it's supposed to nuke down an enemy, and the way that we do that is we don't let them explode all over the place. We don't let them, we have to let them overlap with one another. Ooh, 2 overcharges with a commander. That's dangerous. Okay, so we do have a buff vampire now. Okay, we got rid of that vampire. That was nice. Let's check out the smart missile. Oh, somehow chain lightning caught up to my smart missiles. Inner landmines. Was that like just one explosion? 511 AB damage. Insane. Missile barrage. Yeah, we're gonna save missile barrage for later on. I guess like towards the end of the run, when commanders are not dying, we will missile barrage it. Oh yeah, so that protector, this would be a nice time to talk about this. Okay, so we can see that there is a protector with the protector died. We don't have a protector currently, but when the next protector comes out, I want to use that opportunity to illustrate my point about smart missiles. Huh, and now the game decides to reward us with no protectors. Okay. Oh, okay, protectors, yeah. Okay, good. So this protector over here, it's going to clump up all the enemies into one cluster ball within my black hole. And when that happens, majority of the enemies are going to be within the protector radius. So that means that when my smart missiles fire off, given that they don't have any specific targeting, the probability that they target this very big clump of enemies is very high. So we're going to get a string of explosions within this pile of enemies, and that would hopefully nuke the protector shield down. So you know, back then that was how I used to deal with protectors. Right now, I don't think that protectors live nearly long enough for that to actually matter. But I do hope that we could have a similar feature of them nuking commanders or overcharge, just so that they we quickly get rid of them. Study says, so you agree with me, they made only scalable and crowd control matter in tournament. In the current state of the meta, Study, when you get to like the 3000-ish region and damage becomes completely scaled down to 0, then yeah, only percent damage matters. But before that, I think every little bit of damage still helps. It's not going to be super impactful, but it's not irrelevant. Oh, there is a ray. The ray is spinning. It fired off. Oh boy, it's pretty fast. It's going to fire off again. Oh no, it's still firing. Come on, Death Defy. Oh, it didn't Death Defy. It's gonna take out all my energy shields. Oh boy. Yeah, okay, it took out all my energy shields. But whatever, we still have second wind and stuff. I'm not sure if the reported damage from Chain Lightning includes the percent base. Zach, it does include Chain Lightning plus damage. It will not outclass every other ultimate weapon because Chain Lightning plus only deals 60% of wave health damage to the enemies that it hits. That is not super high damage. It's 60% of fast and ranged enemies, 100% of protector health, but for stuff like tanks that have 20x wave health, 60% of wave health damage is less than 0.3% of the tank's health. Doug, hello, how are you? And yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that, Doug. Yeah, don't forget to like the stream, guys. It would help out with the algorithm, I'm told. Thank you very much for that. And oh, we actually have like up to 30 people in the stream. Hey, hello to everyone who I didn't say hi to. Seems like this is a good time, huh? Rob, hello, how are you? Good morning to you. I haven't gotten me recommended in a while. Yeah, I heard from Casey that there was some changes to the way YouTube offers recommendations nowadays. I'm not sure what the changes were, but I didn't change any of my notification settings, so I can't be sure. Oh, okay. Thankfully, we had that Thunderbolt on this overcharge. Come on, can we get it before it breaks our wall or something? That was a nice miss. It broke our wall. We somehow are not firing any smart missiles on it. Oh, we got no. It was energy shield. I got excited for no reason. Ah, damn it. We lost our second wind there. That was unfortunate. Don't forget that Black Hole already does 2% and is perma for many people. There's other tools that take away from Chain Lightning stats. Yeah. What's my damage level now? That's a good question. I have no idea. 2612. So we still have damage. You know, we're still gonna have damage all the way until like the 3.3k region, I think. That's if we can even survive that far. Hard to say. But this is about the time where I would expect I would lose my second wind. I was expecting 2800 waves. So, you know, we're just around there at this stage. Oh, no, hello, how are you? It's been a while. We're seeing a lot of old familiar names. How have you all been? Let's see. Oh, Kristen messaged me on Discord. Oh no, I just lost my nuke. Wait, let me message Kristen. I'm streaming. So Kristen has been poaching people away from me. So apparently, Kristen, Master Chief and I, we are in the same guild, right? And Master Chief has now just messaged Kristen that he's fired me as his mentor for this game. So I lost my job. Kristen's such a poacher. Yeah, Kristen, I bet you are lurking in the chat. Bet you are lurking in the chat. Alright, see you soon, study. Alright, hey, look at that lurker. Look at that lurker. Trying to poach my clients away from me behind my back. Not poach my clients. Poach my mentees away from me behind my back. What would I recommend for armored enemies battle condition? Chain Lightning does a very good job at just removing armor stacks. Graham, hello, how are you? How have you been? Not my fault that they realize what you told them sucks. I got a super easy champions bracket. Congratulations, no, I got a pretty good bracket today as well. I like it. I did see 0 in my bracket, so if you're here, 0, hello. We got a pretty decent bracket today. Basic Chain Lightning on its own, Elf. Yeah, it deals. Oh shit. Oh, look at this Saboteur just eating up my smart missiles. Now, I did mention that I wanted to fire off my missile barrage. And it does look like we are down to the last straw at this stage, so I should probably fire it off the next time a fleet comes along. Zach, for this build, I'm using Project Funding and Galaxy Compressor. Yes. I'm not sure if I can actually survive without the Project Funding, even though my damage is low, but like damage is damage. I think it's still better than Pulsar Harvester and Galaxy Compressor combined. Zero already complained about being in my bracket. Hey, don't hate the player. Finishing up my last disco run before the tournament. It's going to be nice finishing off those. Wow, all of them, Graham. Congratulations. I've still got a ton of disco runs left to do. All the defense ones, I haven't done them yet. Christian. So in the poll, there is the first run, which is OA plus G-Comp. The second run, Space Displacer plus Pulsar Harvester. Which do you think would do better? Honestly, the Pulsar Harvester damage reduction is very significant. Do I have enough time to test a third setup? Not really. I don't think I have enough cells to do that. That's the problem. Why don't I go Flamebot with Singularity Harness? Nah, at this kind of wave count, looking at my health here, even with Flamebot, my wall is just getting one-shotted. There's no point with Flamebot. With Singularity Harness, it does give me that extra damage boost, that is true. However, I don't really have enough medals. So if I had to pull out more medals from my damage, I think we would do even worse. Because I'm pulling medals out of Amplify Bot and Bot Bot. I do need my Thunderbot available for the attack speed reduction. But maybe when I get more medals, then yeah, Singularity Harness would be nice. Yes, my Thunderbot and Botbot Plus are maxed. Rob. Like the Bot Plus effects are both maxed. I says I'm getting more waves in Legends than you do when you were last down in Platinum. Well, in Platinum League you're not meant to get very high waves, right? You're meant to just do one very good Platinum run and then move on to Champions. And the same thing in Champions, you do a good Champions run and then yo-yo a little bit between Legends and Champions and then stay in Legends. And it's only in Legends that, because we don't have a new league, you end up having like very high wave counts. So that's normal. Big feels bad moment when I can't even max out G, but yeah, you gotta spend money and play the game for a long time to have medals. Okay, come on, eat all my smart missiles. This is going to be like a very nice smart missile stack, right? My smart missile stack is just going to get buffed this way. Oh, that was a very nice wall invincibility. The Saboteur is still alive at this stage. Oh my goodness, it's just eating that. Let me pause this right now. I think we just hit a new PB on the smart missile stack. So let's see. 3,768 smart missile stack. Oh, that's awesome. Did nothing, but 3,700 stack. Jojo between Champs and Legends can take months. Yeah. Okay, it's another stack of smart missiles on that Saboteur. Oh, we took a hit from something. Okay, we got rid of it. Nice. I got second place in Plat a few weeks back with 2,500 plus waves. Oof. The ray hit me. Yeah. There's the increase attack speed battle condition today. It's kind of dangerous. So it seems like even though we are getting those situations whereby enemies are coming in a little bit close and our smart missiles are just firing off all onto one specific target. That's nice, but even then we don't seem to be killing any of the enemies. Damage is really getting nerfed down now. It's like what, 4.8 Q. Oh, and check it out, we are past 2,800. Okay, so we are doing better than I expected so far. It's good to know. Boom boom is really satisfying, isn't it, Zach? Yeah, we like to boom boom. It's very satisfying just watching all the smart missiles fire off. Okay, we got rid of the Saboteur. So this region is actually quite nice because we have a few Saboteurs in a row. Interesting. Thunderbot Plus and Botbot Plus is doing less than our hope in the extra attack speed battle condition. Really, I think it's been helping me quite a lot in this run. I might do better by pulling out, maybe getting my Thunderbolt Plus to like 20%. But then funneling the stones into, funneling the metals into my embot damage. I think that might be better. But for the purposes of keeping the two test runs as comparable as possible, I'm just going to make the module switches and do the comparison. The smart missiles look awesome, yeah. Oh boy, there's an overcharge. Can we slow down the game speed? I guess if I don't fire my smart missiles now, I'm just going to die anyway. So let's just fire them out. Hopefully we get to kill this overcharge. It seems to be the missiles are firing in the wrong direction once again. Ah no, we died. Okay, 2877. Alright, killed by overcharge. This is like written on everyone's tombstone. Killed by overcharge. Let's check out the damage. Largest smart missile stack 4071. Okay. Now I'm interested to see the damage over here. What the hell? Why did my chain lightning do more damage than my smart missiles? What's going on, guys? How did that happen? How did my chain lightning end up doing more than my smart missiles? What? Hey, 4000 stack. What is going on? Is it because enemies are too far out? Huh. Okay, well, anyway, chain lightning does not suck after all, right? It's pretty good. Okay. Let's check out the bracket again. Yeah, I think we are very safe in first position. First run is 2877. Let me just take a pen and write that down. Okay, so this is OA plus Pulsar Harvester. This is 2877 waves. No, sorry, OA plus G comp. Okay. Now, as we saw in that run, we didn't exactly have enough damage at the end, right? So having the level skips, I think, is going to be good for us. So with that in mind, let's do what we set out to do. We lower our range to 48 meters. Okay, 48 meter range. What shockwave size would I need? Let's see. 1.8 meters. Okay, so we pull the shockwave size down to 4. So now we are at 1.8 on the shockwave size. Now we switch the modules. The only modules we are going to change is we now use Pulsar Harvester. And we use the Space Displacer. You gotta get to 2878. Christian's so competitive. So competitive, right? Now, as I mentioned at the start, we are going to gem rush this Chrono Jump lab. We now can't afford it. So I guess we just chuck in this lab for now. We save the remaining gems. And yeah, let's do the second one. So we lower in the orbs. We max the game speed. And I'm going to take a couple of minutes to use the washroom. So in the meantime, wait, JP, are you here, JP? Is JP here? If JP is here, I would like to play JP singing. You know, but since JP is not here, I can't do that behind his back. That would be mean. So I think what we can do is we can play one of Study's songs. You know, Study was, as he mentioned, not having a good couple of months. So hopefully this cheers him up. One of the songs that he used to send me. So let's see. What's this? Artemis. Alright, let's play this song. I'll put it on the speaker and then use the washroom.
Shooting for stars in the dead of the night, taking bright fire straight out of the blue. Past all the losses, higher and higher, whole sky open like we're breaking straight through. No sleep, no quit, just fire and climb. All that we lost is what taught us to rise. Hands to the heavens, eyes on the light, whole world lit like we're reaching the moon. Whole world lit like we're reaching the moon.
Alright, we're back. That was quite a long song actually. Now, let's get caught up with the chat. So, to me the biggest benefit for Boom Boom is to take care of overcharge. Yeah, as we saw in that run, Zach, it would be nice if smart missiles were smart and followed my target priority, which is fleets first. It clearly didn't do that, which I think is a shortfall and something worth balancing. But if they could fix that, then yeah, I think it would have been really good. It might have taken a very long time for the overcharge to die still, but it would be nice knowing that I tried my best and I still couldn't kill the overcharge. Kristen salty as KFC chips. Yeah, Kristen salty guy. Cause, you know, I made the mistake the other day of telling Kristen that his coin sucks. And he's trying to beat me in all aspects of the game now. You know what? I think we should just put Kristen in timeout for that. For being so competitive. If we can't get at him in the game, we take it out of the game and, you know, put him in timeout. Dinos, what's up? How are you? Got my buddy GT Plus. When does it get really good? At around level 3. Currently I just have it at unlock. I mean, it's been a very long time since I was at that stage of progression, but back then, so I think when I first unlocked GT Plus, I was still using an EHP build. And it was only at the time where it was about GT7, GT8 that I found that my coins per hour was better with glass cannon than with EHP. So I'm guessing it's going to be a similar spot for you. And the reason for that is because with higher levels of GT Plus, you are going to benefit from killing enemies faster. So yeah, you kind of want to kill enemies very fast when you have a higher level of GT Plus. But you should see the coins increase, or the coin power increase. Oh, hang on. Guys, I'm an idiot. I'm doing tier 21. Oh my god. What an idiot. I'm an idiot. I thought, why was my wall going down all the time? Oh my god. Okay. So we're supposed to do a tournament run. Okay. We do a tournament run. Oh, thank goodness I didn't wait till intro sprint was done. It's so easy to make mistakes. Exactly. Oh my god. What an idiot. Treble, if you're here, I hope you enjoy looking at all the butt worms on my screen. And Dinos, back to Flez's point. It would be nice to, there is this effective path for like how many seconds of GT duration you should get for every GT plus. I would say just go for, if you're buying stone packs, then use the stone packs on the big ticket items, which is just the GT plus levels, and then use your tournament rewards for the GT duration so you can make steady progress. Study, welcome back. We were just playing your song earlier. After the first run ended, I played one of your songs, went to the washroom, came back, realized that I was doing a farm run instead of a tournament run. So now we are back at tournaments once again. Similar songs. I didn't listen to you and finally got Spotlight for congratulations. I am tempted to go for Spotlight Plus and Range Plus. I wanted to do Death Wave Plus farming with high Spotlight coverage in higher tiers. But I have 55 Spotlight angle, so that is not useful. Yeah, if you are tempted to go for Spotlight Plus and Range Plus, go for it. Similar songs. You wanted to do Death Wave Plus farming with high Spotlight coverage in higher levels. I don't think that that's feasible. Depending on what tier you're at. But Rob is here. Rob can explain this a little bit better, but my understanding is that with Death Wave Plus, your kill wall does take a while to break. And basically what happens is that when you move up to some higher tier, fleets are going to come very regularly, and if you get a string of unlucky overcharges, what's going to happen is the overcharge is going to sit beyond your Death Wave kill wall, and it's just going to have a field day at you, right? All the other enemies are going to plant themselves on your kill wall, which means they die, which means you can't fire off any projectiles on them, and so you can't kill the overcharged enemy, and it's going to be a major foot gun. Study, the song that I played was Artemis 2. Spotlight Plus can help with tournaments. Yeah, similar songs, that is true, but so can more econ help with tournaments as well. So I mean, I'm not saying Spotlight Plus is bad. It's good. I think moving up in tiers is going to help more than the damage that Spotlight Plus can provide. Because once you reach this like damage cap, where you just can't kill enemies anymore. And probably this would be a good opportunity to show you the damage breakdown of my previous tournament run. So the total amount of damage that I did was 480, let's say 484 AE, right? Looking at Chain Lightning, Smart Missiles, and all my 4 damage ultimate weapons combined together, it is, what is it, 7 AE. 2.5% of my total damage dealt is just from damage. The remainder is just coming from, what is it? It's coming from Death Ray, it's coming from Orbs, coming from Electrons. So to be fair, if we look at just this damage breakdown profile, damage is really not a big deal, right? It's 2% of your overall damage throughput in a tournament. Percent damage is very good in tournaments. And module levels gives you damage as well. And since we just established that damage is not very important, then you might as well spend the stones on tier progression so you get better module levels, and it benefits you in all aspects of the game. At least that's how I view it. can't really go up to tier 15. How did 589 do it? You mean go up to tier 15? Just get like 5 to 10 clicks into EOS Plus and you will move up to tier 15. You will move up to tier 20 just by doing EOS Plus naturally. So if you find yourself stuck in a particular tier, just get a few clicks into EOS Plus and then suddenly you can move up the next tier. Why don't people do the Death Wave range cut trick? Yes, you could do that study, and so what you're saying is that you let your kill wall come up and then you remove your range cut, and then enemies will now plant themselves on your kill wall. What's going to happen is that eventually your wall is going to break, or it's going to be erratic, and then you will end up with a death wall that is around your range line once again. And so you have to micro it quite a few times, which means that it's not viable as a AFK farming build. I guess CF Plus level helps for tournaments to apply more percent damage. Yeah, CF Plus, Black Hole, and all of these kind of things, they do more damage than all your other damage ultimate weapons combined. And unless the developers fix the overheat, this is always going to be the case. Like, if they didn't scale down our damage, I think with this amount of damage that I have at the moment, we are going to be doing like overnight runs in tournament probably. Well, maybe not overnight, but yeah, maybe like 7,000, 8,000 waves would be doable in tournaments. Because we still haven't added in demon mode, right? So that's 300 Q basic damage. It's just a stupid number, so they had to scale it down. Which kind of sucks because we spend so much resources and money included in just getting more damage, but then they scale down our damage to the point where it looks so ugly compared to the overall damage that we do. So one thing I noticed is that tier 14 with Death Wave Plus farming is similar to tier 15 without Chain Lightning and without Landmine and with Smart Missile. Essentially, I ensure that the enemies die within Black Hole and not outside. I used to farm tier 16. It is similar, I get what you're saying, except that Smart Missiles can hit beyond your range line, whereas Death Wave Plus cannot. But the concept is very similar. Yes, you kill enemies with the max number of coin multipliers on them. Casey, good morning, how are you? Especially when I do not use Chain Lightning. Why do you not use Chain Lightning similar? So one trick that you could use, I'm not sure if this is viable for you, would be devil your bounce shot chance. So if you're afraid that your Chain Lightning is going to fire out too far and kill enemies too far around, too far out, what you could do is either devil your bounce shot chance, or devil your bounce shot targets and devil your bounce shot range. So you can see that I've locked the stats, which is mainly for my farming runs. And you find a level that is suitable for you, and that should limit how many enemies you kill outside of your Black Hole. Alright, Casey, since you are here, you get to do a prediction for us today. First run was with Orbital Augment and Galaxy Compressor. I got to 2877. This run, I am using Space Displacer and Pulsar Harvester. Which run do you think will get me more waves? Banning bound shot targets is also an option. Yes, that is true. The first run is going to do better. Oh no, why does everyone seem to think the first run is doing better? I really think that the second run would do me better. Because at like that wave count, the Pulsar Harvester effect is very prominent. I would be pleasantly surprised if the first run did better. Because that means that I can play with G-Comp. But of course, if the first run does better, the next set of testing that I would do would be Pulsar Harvester and OA versus OA and G-Comp. I'm guessing the Pulsar Harvester will still beat the G-Comp version, but man, seeing the number of smart missiles fire, that was very satisfying. The first run is better due to the percent damage that I mentioned. But similar songs, at that 2900 region, 100 level skips into health is going to be more than like 80% of the enemy's health. 80 to 90% of the enemy's health. So I think Pulsar Harvester would pull a lot of weight just from that alone. Well, we shall see. I am very excited to... Zach, yeah, Pulsar Harvester and OA would be the best outcome if I had... it's definitely going to be the best combination if I have Chain Lightning Plus. Because I don't have Chain Lightning Plus, when a protector comes along and I don't kill it in my black hole, the ranged enemies might fire off at me when my black hole falls. And speaking of black hole falling, I actually need to rearrange something. So first off, I need to go to my bots page and switch off Thunderbot. And then I need to... okay, so my black hole is 37 seconds, which means that with 13 seconds, is my black hole 37 seconds? Yeah, 37 seconds. So with 13 seconds remaining, I need to turn on my Thunderbot. Okay, 13 seconds remaining. Oops. Bots, Thunderbot goes on. And then we are done from it. So the hopes with this is that once my black hole falls, I get my Thunderbot up, which should hopefully stun enemies if they are in my range line. And that would give me an opportunity to knock the enemies back with my knockback. So we would eventually bring the shockwave size up slightly. With high range, I don't think it would do better because Smart Missiles is going to have less coverage. It's going to be more spread out, and same thing for Space Displacer. It's not going to stun that many enemies. But if Chain Lightning was my primary damage source, then yeah, larger range would be good. And I cannot be certain because earlier Peter got to 98 meters with Space Displacer. Sorry, 98 meter range, Space Displacer, 2.9k waves. So maybe it works. I just don't know how. But when I tried larger range with my Space Displacer, it didn't do me very well. Like I ended up dying very, very early. Double substat for damage per meter. Yes. So I have double substats on my damage per meter. My damage per meter is actually pretty decent. It's 12.5 at the moment. Yeah, so we have completely go boxed our attack tab. Orbs are I think at 2.9 size. Probably by the next tournament they would be go boxed, and then it's just left with health regen and wall health. Oh, we also need cash bonus, yeah. My current lifetime coin, it's in the description of this video, but 72 S at the moment. I think all the stuff that needs to be go boxed would be go boxed around the 90 S region, thereabouts. Yeah, so almost everything is go boxed. Almost everything that is worth go boxing is go boxed at this stage. Yeah, which is why I do think that the utility dissonant runs are they could have avoided a lot of problems, the developers, if they didn't introduce echoes in this game. But now that they have introduced it, they just have to inflate everything, right? Lab costs are going to get inflated, enhancement costs are going to get inflated, everything is going to get inflated. To the point where the damage numbers are just stupid numbers, right? It would be nice now if they just made a scale down, you know, do some stat squish for everyone, so that we end up still just doing like trillion damage kind of thing at the high end. What do you do with econ at that stage of the game? Zach, that is a good question. I guess we just save up for the next pre-patch, and then when the pre-patch comes, my hope is that things are a lot more expensive and a lot more challenging to obtain. It would really suck if, like, you know, the next patch comes along and I'm able to gem rush like 50% of the stuff right off the bat. That would be... it's gonna take away a lot of enjoyment of just like achieving stuff. You should be 90S within a month. Okay, Yeah, so we are in very similar positions at in that case. We are I think I should reach 90s by the end of June as well. Focus on damage and ultimate weapons. That's not a bad idea. Yeah. I guess focus on completing labs that we haven't done for a long time but want to go box, just for the gem rush efficiency, if not for anything else. I was making 250 little Qs an hour before Echo. Now I'm making 15 big Qs an hour. Nice. Yeah. Echo utility is very strong. I think in my farm runs, the farming setup that I have, for the attack tab, damage and damage per meter are at 4.0, no 4.8. Damage, the Ren armor thing is 4.0, and then super crit factor is almost done, 2.97, 2.98, something like that. The other two are done. The utility tab is more or less completed. The defense tab, orbs are I think at 2.6 something as well. So yeah, 90s would be where I think I complete most of the stuff that I need to in the enhancement tab for farming. So what was it earlier? The 2600 region. Yeah, 2600 region, that was when we had that back-to-back overcharge. That was quite dangerous in the previous run. Let's use that as a ballpark figure, because if I didn't pop my demon mode then, I would have lost my second win. So let's see how we fare in this run. If we end up having to use our demon mode before, then I think we are not going to be in as good of a position. But my guess is that we will end up doing better this run. Casey, my bracket is awesome today, man. Let's see. Look at that. This guy, 2.4k waves. Yeah, I think he's capped out already. This guy, 1808 waves. They're all capped out. So burn is here as well. Yeah, but we got a pretty good bracket today. Bad Wolf is not even trying. So yeah, I think we secure first place today easily. Now the question is whether or not I can hit 2900 waves. This is actually a good time to join the time that I joined seemed like a good time to join the tournament bracket. We could have just been lucky, but if I remember correctly, we could see like the bracket analysis. Is it bracket analysis? No. Live placement analysis? Let's see. Why is it not loading properly? One enhancement I would like is IOM to block range ray and overcharge. Seems like IOM should play some defensive role as well. Yeah, possibly. Except that IOM damage is already very significant at this stage. Yeah, it seems like there are brackets that I could have gotten third place. But most brackets I would have been first or second. Yeah. I'm guessing most brackets I would have been second, because what does it mean when I get position 1.5? But it's, you know, in a fair majority of the brackets I would have gotten third place. So yeah, it seems quite dangerous. I should be a bit careful about my tournament joining timing. I don't want to get third place. That's going to be a loss of keys. Do I have Inner Landmine Plus and Chrono Jump? How good are they? Yes, I have Chrono Jump. It's at... Oh, I just Gem Rushed level 8 earlier. It's good. It's a lot of damage to Inner Landmine Plus. But my IOM Plus is only +1. And my IOM damage multiplier is 200. But even then, I am expecting my Space Displacer, my Inner Landmines, to do more damage than Smart Missiles. Later on in the run, we should start seeing a lot of explosions from the from the Inner Landmines, and that amplification is going to stack up because of how big the Inner Landmine blast radius is. Make it a part of Smart Missile build. Yeah, I agree that all ultimate weapons should synergize with one another. And I do think that one of the balancing changes that they can possibly make would be, you know, for labs like Poison Swamp Radius, we should be able to adjust the radius of our Poison Swamps. Not within a run, of course, but between runs. Same thing for Inner Landmine Blast Radius. Right now, I would love to run this build in my farming setup. Except that if I put in the AoE card, my Inner Landmines are going to stun enemies way beyond my black holes. So it would be nice for me to lower the Inner Landmine Blast Radius while I'm farming, and just have it around the same radius as my Smart Missiles. Yes, Casey, I have M+. Let me show my bots. So these are my bots. Nothing into Flamebot, Thunderbot, max Titan Shock, max range, max cooldown, 2 clicks into duration. M-Bot, I gimped a little bit of duration in bot. Gimped a bit of damage bonus, but then I've got max echoing shot and maximum power. M plus is very strong. So what would be the multiplier? So it's 12x times 2.25, which is 27x. And ultimate weapons are scaled by a factor of 3, so it's 9x. One smart missile connects 9 times when MPOT plus is, or when MPOT is active. I have a 80% uptime on my amplify bot. So one smart missile is going to connect 9 times 0.8, which is 7.2 times. So one smart missile is worth 7.2 smart missiles basically. 7.2 times 30, 210. So it's about 210 missiles that I'm firing every 8 seconds. It's pretty strong. I really like the MPOT plus effect. The unfortunate thing for me right now is that I am lacking about 40,000 medals. If I had that 40,000 medals, I could then have a pretty decked out MPOT, which would be fun to use in farming runs, you know. Just run like IOM, an IOM build, and farm many thousand waves. The module levels would be very nice. And since coin is not that big of a deal at this stage, I could probably survive or live with just having slightly lower coin per hour until they launch until they give us more damage enhancements, I guess. It's almost at 2,000 waves. Yeah, exactly. Echoing shot has been a huge damage boost. Soon my screen is going to look so colorful. It's going to be very nice. I'm just worried that it's going to be too colorful to the point where I can't notice if a fleet is has entered. But I don't care. We spent a lot of money in this game, so you know, our screensaver should look more colorful than most people. And that to me is success in this game. It's not like the wave count and stuff, it's how colorful it looks. I'm actually curious to hear from you guys. What are some changes that you are expecting? Like, do you have any predictions about what they might do with the upcoming balancing patch? Okay, Casey, so I was talking about this earlier. M plus, I'm not sure if it benefits Chain Lightning. It could be benefiting Chain Lightning, except for the fact that Chain Lightning does not have an amplifier. So whereas Smart Missiles and Inner Landmines, each successful connect that they have on the enemies deals increased damage. Smart Missile, Chain Lightning does not have that effect. So it could be that that Chain Lightning is still benefiting from the damage boost from M+, but we just don't notice it because it doesn't benefit from that stacking effect. Or it could just be that chain lightning does not benefit from it. I really don't know. Medals are a big problem for most of us at this stage. I would really like for if there was a cannon module that did what GCOM does for bots. So that way we can use Singularity Harness, which gives us the larger range. We could use that other cannon module as an S mod to give us the increased cooldown from our bots, and then that way we can focus more of our medals into the M plus stuff and pull away from cooldown and range. I think that would be a nice bone that they can toss in our area, because we are really gated in terms of how many medals we have. And it's not like any of the other cannon modules are very useful, right? Like we are all just equipping a random S mod in our farm runs that is not death penalty and possibly not Astral Deliverance, just because it's just a filler. But if there was this, like, let's call it bot cooldown module, that's a cannon slot, then that would, I guess, secure its place as being an S mod in the cannon slot for all farm runs, and then for tournaments we can switch to our death penalty. And that could also, if it lowers the cooldown and we maxed out our cooldown, that could potentially give us permanent bots, and I think permanent bots would be nice. It reduces the duration between our Thunderbot by like 5 seconds or something. That's not going to break the game, I don't think. Because at the end of the day, we just want our Thunderbot to slow stuff. Slow the attack speed of stuff. You like the idea? Yeah, Casey. I mean, you know what? I think Tech Tree games, it would be really nice to, if one day I'm popular enough in this game, which I'm clearly not, but I would love to sit down with the developers and offer them a few suggestions on what they should do in the game. My goal is not to make something extremely overpowered or make things like super pay to win kind of thing, but just, I think it would be useful if they would take time to sit down with people who are more further along than I am, figure out what are their biggest challenges in this game, and figure out how to balance the game based on those things, and then move down to players in like my area of progression where we are not right at the tip top, but not having enough to the point where, like, we more or less know what's going on in the game, for the most part, right? And see, again, figure out what they can do to help balance certain things, and take all of that into consideration. Because it's very easy for, like, they can ask the community, like, oh, what should we do differently, and the vast majority of people would say stuff like, oh, introduce a new tournament league, or reduce the stone cost for ultimate weapons, something like that, which I can see why they wouldn't want to do that, but it would be nice to provide them with actual feedback on how the gameplay can be improved. For me, I would personally want labs to be really expensive. I really liked it when I had to save up. I think it was like 1 week or 2 weeks worth of coin farming just to research shatter shards back in the day. Yeah, that was a fun experience, because when I finally acquired enough coins for labbing that shatter shards, it felt good being able to make progress. Unfortunately, right now, things are a bit more like instant gratification in this game. So we make the labs cost a lot of gems, but we don't really make the stone cost or the coin cost proportional to the amount of gems that you'll be spending. So that way, with a certain amount of coins, you can gem rush a lot of labs, and it makes the game lose out a lot of the incremental aspect and the satisfaction that you gain. To be fair, if I had to save up 2 weeks for, let's say we look at this labs, like my utility echo, right? This lab over here, let's say it costs like 2,000 gems to gem rush this level. I would gladly just pay that 2,000 gems, because I can save that 2,000 gems up during like 2 weeks of farming, right? And if this thing costs like, I don't know, 16 little s or something, and I finally save up that 16 little s, I would just want to put that lab in, gem rush it straight away, and then boom, we're done with that lab, and then I can immediately feel the impact of it. But I'm still spending the gems, but you are gating me based on how fast I can farm the coins, so it incentivizes me to want to farm better. I still remember second black hole lab, 16 billion coin, had to save for 4 days. I remember asking this guy if it was a bit. Now it seems coin cost doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly. None of these new labs that they have introduced, the coin cost actually matters. When you have players gem rushing the first 15 levels of the Echo Labs on the day that it launches, you're basically, it's a new feature in your update, and 75% of that new feature has been completed on day one. That's really silly, in my opinion. It's not like in World of Warcraft. I'm not sure if you guys played World of Warcraft, right? Like in the new expansion, when there's a new expansion and you play the new expansion, yeah, you can reach the next level cap within 24 hours, right? That's easy. But then once you hit the max level, the world is your oyster, right? You pick up the new professions, you try the new dungeons, and you think of strategies and stuff like that. So that there is a lot more to experience in the game. Whereas in this game, once you complete everything, the game loses all value to you. It's no longer fun to play. Flash says the coin cost matters to me. Yeah, it would matter to me as well. And I think the whole point of having a lab is you want to do something that matters to you, so it should cost, and you should feel the pinch when you make a lab investment. Vanilla WoW and Burning Crusade was so fun. Yeah, exactly. By the way, Casey, my favorite expansion for World of Warcraft is Mist of Pandaria. And that was mainly because I was using a Pandaren mage. And I remember towards the end of the expansion, there was that island that you could go to, and then you could collect some buffs, right? And back then the mage, the fire mage, was, I think you had to rely on a little bit of luck based on your crit chance to proc Pyroblast. So there was this buff that gives you like 25% to all stats or something like that. And so with that buff, I ended up getting like close to 60% crit rate. And then there would be world bosses, right? So as a fire mage at the end of the expansion, because of that high crit rate, I was just proccing Pyroblast after Pyroblast all the time. And it was so satisfying. I would just pull aggro off the tanks because of that. And then you can then blame your tank, like, oh, why are you such a noob? You can't hold threat. Just for the fun of it. And then they reworked the fire mage, and I stopped playing mage after that. And it's the same thing in WoW, I think. Like during vanilla WoW, holding threat was actually difficult for tanks. They did not generate absurd amounts of threat. But these days, in WoW, it was you can never pull threat off tanks anymore. Then it lost its fun, right, to me. So I ended up just playing like, oh, since I can't pull off threat from the tank, I either tank, which I'm a terrible tank. I very bad at using defensives, or I just heal, and so I ended up playing a Rester Druid for the majority of the recent versions. Spoken like a true mage main, right? Yeah, you got to pull threat off your tank and then blame your tank. And then your tank will say like, well, you should wait for me to generate threat first. And then you're like, no, you're a terrible tank. That's why you can't hold aggro. And then okay, let's try again. You let them generate some aggro, and because my stats were so high, due to that buff that we were getting, I would pull threat away from the tank again, and then I would just trash talk the tank once again, right? I stopped playing at the end of the Wrath of the Lich King. Enjoyed it though. So yeah, it was very good memories playing World of Warcraft. I did try the recent version, no, the last one, Dragonflight, was it? It was fun. It was fun while it lasted. I really liked the Mythic Plus dungeons. I didn't like raiding so much. Raids always felt very toxic. I don't know why. I found raids very toxic, but I like Mythic Plus. Basis, I'm a toxic gamer. Yeah, you gotta be a little bit toxic in this kind of games, you know. As well as raids are fun if you have the time and patience. Yeah, I completely agree with that. However, I have the time but not the patience. Not the patience for it. Especially when it's progression raiding and you end up wiping over and over and over again, and it's like 3 hours raiding, or 3 or 4 hours raiding, 3 nights a week, and you're just wiping and wiping and wiping on the boss over and over again. It can get quite frustrating. I don't have the time and temperament for it. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I was always terrible at PvP though. Oh well, actually no, I take that back. During Burning Crusade, I used to play in Affliction Warlock, and not in the arena, but I used to like playing in Battlegrounds. And what I would do is, you know, when there's a final, well, especially what is it like, Atarac Valley or something, where everyone just goes in a specific path, right? And eventually you would meet the enemy somewhere, right? And there would be a clash that happens. And when that clash happens, what I would do was as an affliction lock, there was this spell, something about corruption that deals explosions. Seed of Corruption. Yeah, the Seed of Corruption. So I would then just tap target all the enemies and then just spread Seed of Corruption on them. And when I think the way it worked back then was when they took a certain amount of damage, that seed would explode and it would do burst damage, right? And so it would do AoE damage. So then on the last target that I Seed of Corruption, I would just then put in like an extra corruption there or something, or an agony, and eventually that seed would explode and then the whole chunk there would die. Yeah, spam it on everyone. Yeah, that was pretty fun. That was fun. And raids. Raids in Burning Crusade I never played. But no, Vanilla I never played. Burning Crusade I did play. I think I only did Karazhan. Was that Burning Crusade? Yeah. But again, I was never a good raider. Gotta head to work. Hey, thanks for joining the stream, Casey. Have a good day at work, and all the best for your tournaments later. So, 2250 weeks. Oh my goodness, it's taking a while, isn't it? How long did my first tournament take, I wonder? 2877 waves. 1 hour 43 minutes. Okay. I'm guessing if I had slowed down the game speed, I might have made it to a slightly higher wave count, but we have an easy bracket today, so I don't think we need to do that. Yeah, so it's almost 3k waves at this stage, which, yeah, it's a pain to do tournaments. I honestly wouldn't mind a new bracket. It would be nice if my tournament run ended at like 1800 waves. You know, if you browse through the channel, there was this series on tournament playtesting, and the sweet spot for me back then when I first started those few episodes was I was at the point where I was dying almost right out of intro sprint. So, you know, it was... No, actually, I died like around the 1400, 1500 region wave count. Those were really nice tournaments. How far is number 2 from me? 2.2k waves. Yeah, so I am like 600 waves more than second place at this stage. I hate that my champs tournament takes close to 3 hours. Legends are over in 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah, yeah. Champs and legends is a very big difference, isn't it? I would hate to miss a tournament one day and drop to champions. I could probably top my bracket there, but man, it's gonna be painful. It's gonna be painful. And if that day ever comes that I accidentally drop into champions, I think I owe it to myself to try to get rank 1 in Champions League. Just for the screenshot. Oh, part of my tower achievement. Bullying people in champions. But Base, do you like doing tournaments? Because, you know, if there's some people who really enjoy the tournament mechanics and stuff side of this game, and in that case, like 3-hour tournament runs would be fun, right? It would be really boring if your tournament ended in 15 minutes. The poor Champions League players looking at someone with 10k waves in their bracket. I don't know if I can get... Is overheat a thing in Champions? Do we have overheat there? I prefer just having my tower farming. Okay, fair enough here. Then how far away are you from holding legends? Let's see, what is the cutoff? So this bracket over here, it's about 133 waves. No, 150 waves in legends. But if you can do 10 to 15 minutes, wouldn't that take you above 150 waves? Okay, 100 to 200 waves in legends. Oh man, I wish you were in my bracket, Base. Then you could have potentially stayed on in legends in this bracket. I probably had a very good bracket today. You know, I'm wondering if there is any benefit in letting players demote into champions. Why can't we just have, like, once you reach legends, you're always in legends? Sure, you might not do very well in your tournament, but I'm sure it's still better stones than in champions. was in Legends Wednesday, a card was 600 waves to stay in. How far away are you from damage demon mode and super tower mastery? Because I reckon if you go box those 3 laps, you would be able to hit 600 waves in Legends. Even without Chronofield, I think that's doable. Unless you already have the masteries and I'm very mistaken. Damage lab is level 39. That's alright, yeah, that is fine. The damage lab, you can work on it in due time, but if you had those 3 card masteries, I think you should be able to make it to 600 waves. Maybe not consistently, but you should at least be able to hit 600 waves. Even with a lab level 39. And once those masteries are done, you can always slot in your damage lab to like level 50, level 60. It should not take very long to reach level 50. My guess would be something like, depends again on how many stones you have, right? But if you are able to bring Chain Lightning quantity to 4, Chain Lightning chance to 15%, Chain Lightning damage to 300x, and then damage demon super tower mastery, you should be able to hit 600 waves. I would kind of like to have someone who knows better than me to actually look over my tower and to look where I can improve. Well, you know, you could send it to me, but as you saw Christian mention, I give terrible advice. I'll be more than happy to look over what you have and give you my 2 cents worth. You can just take the screenshots of the stuff and send it to me on Discord. And if you don't mind, I could probably just make that into a video as well. Someone's messaging me. Oh, nope. Okay. Okay, so we are closing in on 2400 waves. This is where things would be, I guess 2600 is where things would be starting to get spicy. Damage is... Yeah, okay. So, wait, was it 2400 or 2600 that there was that 2 overcharge in a row? Oh no. I think it was 2600 waves, so okay. $2,600, yeah, okay. So my memory is not failing me. So there is this you know, every now and then I hop into the J Plays Tower Discord, and sometimes I tell people to do stuff on their tower, right? I'm like, oh, you should try this, and I think it will do you better. And then they try it, and then they end up doing worse. So you know, I think most people would say that I give terrible advice. But it seems to work well for me. So I don't know. Collect this. Oh my, okay, that protector was getting bounce shot backs. Is my poison swarm stun on? Yes, okay, it's on. Inland mine increases by 1.5x per second. Okay. So it seems like even at this wave count with this damage, we are only starting to starting to get decent inner landmine explosions. And I think because of that, I don't really want my poison swarm stun on, because it's not doing very much damage. I want the enemies to come in closer quickly so that I can get more mines popping. I think this is going to be safer than switching on poison swarm stun. There we go. Like for this overcharge over here, because we had a lot more stuns going on it, it didn't get to fire off on me. Yeah, that would have been better than turning on poison swarm stun. I think that makes sense. We are also holding the bosses at the outline a lot better. Yeah, we actually got I mean, pretty decent orbs and level reduction about on par with one another. Should check out the damage at this stage. Yeah, look at that. Inner landmines is already doing more damage than both chain lightning and smart missiles. Surprisingly, before, smart missiles was doing more than my chain lightning at this stage. But right now it's the lowest among the three. I'm very curious why. let's see this boss. Yeah, orbs and level reduction, very strong. I'm guessing that in about 200 waves, the level reduction is going to be 60-70% of the boss's health. Yeah, and right now, when I switch off the Poison Swarm stun, we are getting a lot more inner landmine explosions. So I think overall with Poison Swarm and inner land and Space Displacer, you don't want the Poison Swarm stun on with this kind of battle conditions. Obviously, if there's stuff like armor and stuff, then because you need to juggle the enemies a bit better, it might make sense to turn on Space Displacer, and it might make sense to turn on the Poison Swarm stuns, but not with this build. Yeah. So far things as I think earlier in the 2300 region I lost my wall, but then it rebuilt. Obviously, I don't think I have taken a hit yet in this run, so things are looking good. And if this build works out well, then that is good. It's probably going to, I'm hopeful that this build works out better, because that means that boom boom is a thing, right? I don't need the G comp. I still have a lot of smart missiles firing, and we have the inner landmines for stuns as well. Best send me a message on Discord. I see. Okay, let me check that out. Accept. All right, cool. Yeah. So send me just the screenshots of your tower on Discord, and of whatever you wanted me to look at, and then I'll have a look at it and get back to you on that. I think the stuff that would be useful would be like all the different aspects, I guess, like from your lifetime stats, your labs, modules, workshops, enhancements, ultimate weapons tab, that kind of thing. Whatever you wanted to show me. And like an overall description of where you are at and where you want to progress to. What you want to improve on. I wonder if Kristen re-ran his tournament. Let me check. $28.76. Oh no, I think he did actually. Kristen is just one wave less than me as of 2:30. I think he must have overtaken me now. Let's see. $28.76. Oh no! Hang on. So I got one wave above Kristen in tournament. I think we both died to that same overcharge earlier. The only difference is that he was probably just using his farm build. His farming setup, and I was using a full tournament setup. Oh shit, okay, we just lost all our... Oh man, I didn't see how I lost my energy shields. I'm guessing it's because of the protector. Yeah, so what we should do now is we increase our shockwave size. I think 2.2. It could have been an overcharge that took out all my energy shields, huh? Don't know what happened. Okay, one energy shield is back. Right, we are approaching 2600, so I have to keep my mouse over demon mode in case the overcharge comes along. Should I try to risk it and hold off on my demon mode. Maybe I'll keep my mouse on the slow. Because I remember like around the 2700 region, we had quite a few saboteurs in a row. So perhaps I could hold off on my on my demon mode. If I slowed the game speed and assessed it, it would be safer. Okay, so 2600. There's an overcharge coming soon. Why is there no fleet? Oh, there. Okay. So the overcharge is here. Okay, the first shot was a miss. That's good. Where is my Thunderbolt? Okay, took out one. I think we just used the demon mode. And now comes my Thunderbolt. It was a bit delayed, unfortunately. But okay, we just use it. So we have one energy shield and second wind remaining. Essentially, we use demon mode at the exact same time. Since we have demon mode, we can check out the damage at this stage. Yeah, inner landmine is doing more than the other two. Damn it. It's like chain lightning and smart missiles combined is my inner landmine damage. Insane. And this is just IOM +1. My goodness. Okay, so this is the second overcharge. So it seems like I'm using exactly the same. I'm using demon mode at exactly the same time. Perhaps there's really no difference in the wave count after all, huh? Oh shit, okay. This is not good. We just lost 2 energy shields. Thankfully, we still have second wind. I think we end up with a bit more shockwave size. Let's put 2.4 on the shockwave size. times 650. 877, 220 waves. I think it would be worth checking out the next boss's damage breakdown at this stage. Yep. Okay, so level reduction is about 40%. Ops another 40%. My other damage is irrelevant at this stage. So the Pulsar Harvester is doing a lot of work at this stage. Oh, we have a whole bunch of buff scatters. That's not good. Defy ran on the wrong direction as well. Okay, thankfully. We just lost our wall there. Oh, it seems like we're running out of inner landmines as well. Huh. So I do need a bit more crowd control than this. I think this would be time to turn on the poison swarm stun. And I think the reason for that is because there's protectors that are clumping up enemies. So when the whole bunch of enemies dies, we just spawn a whole bunch of inner landmines at once. But if I'm able to stagger the rate at which enemies enter, I'm going to get a more steady stream of mines proccing, perhaps. Hey Master Chief, hello, how are you? I heard that you fired me. You traitor. How did you do for tournament? Oh shit, there's an overcharge here. I think it's taking out second wind. Yeah, it took out second wind. Just like before, 2700 waves. Took out second wind. Unfortunate. I just said that to make Kristen laugh. Don't lie. 2300 waves with min range. Gotta try a different setup soon. I see. But why did you end up using minimum range for the ILM Plus? I'm currently almost at min range, 48 meters. I think it feels a lot safer with 60 meters, to be fair. Like, minimum range, enemies seem to be getting in very close. Oh yeah, he mentioned he ended up with the exact same setup as you, getting 200-ish waves ahead of you. So perhaps your account is really iffy. He does have more like in S mods and stuff, right? Oh boy, is this nuke? Come on. Ah, no, come on, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Ah, there goes nuke. Ah, damn it. Perhaps I should have fired my smart missiles there, damn it. Dark Archer, hello, how are you? If we don't have IOM plus, it's sounding like OAG comp might be the way. I agree. Yeah, so I that's what I'm actually testing in this run. The first run for today I was using OA and G comp. This run I'm using Space Displacer and Pulsar Harvester. Seeing which one is better. So far they are like very similar to one another. Very, very similar. I used Demon Mode at the exact same time, I lost my nuke at the exact same time. He had so many coins left when he deviled his tower to look like mine. Oh no. Yeah, Christian has a habit of making people feel bad, you know? It's his thing. Let's see this boss now. Yeah, oh, look at that level reduction, 70% of the boss's health. Pulsar Harvester, man. Pulsar Harvester. Honestly, it's because of that that 100 level skips is reducing 70% of the enemy health. That's really what's leading me to believe that this build is going to do better. But so far it's still so neck and neck. It's a coin flip at this stage. Now we get that whole string of saboteurs. And the wave to beat is 2877. But also Dark Archer, like, you know, not saying that you should get Inner Landmine Plus, but it's pretty cheap to pick up. The upgrade cost for IOM is not too expensive, and I think even just 3,000 stones into it would make it very usable. So it might be worth considering, but that being said, we don't know how the balancing would affect ILM, if any. If they decide to nerf it, then you know. That being said, like, just looking at one click into ILM plus, I'm doing more with ILM than the other two ultimate weapons, it's making me feel like I should just bring it up to about my poison swamp level. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, we got rid of it. Thankfully the Thunderbolt came up. If I remember correctly, earlier at this wave count, we were taking a bit of hits from rays as well. So far we haven't. Let's check out this boss. It's at the 2800 region. So see how much work Pulsar Harvester is doing. Yeah, 75% of the enemy health. Plus 13% from from Plasma Cannon, that's 87%. Plus the boss's health. Plus Ops, 10%. 97% of the boss's health is just from essentially percent damage. Let's compare it with this one, new boss. Yeah, about 40%. Again, all the other damage is basically negligible at this stage. Oh, this is not, nothing here is dying. Okay, we got it. Oh, this ray is actually spinning now. Well, this saboteur is still alive, my goodness. What the hell? Alright, it's finally dead. What is that smart missile stack? 3,400. So there's really no difference in the smart missile stack compared to before with the G comp. It was also in the 3,000-ish region earlier, right? Or was it 4,000? It finally died. So what was it? Yeah, 3,400 smart missile stack. Uh-oh. Okay, took out, the boss took an energy shield. I think it might take the second one. Oh no, okay, we got it. Let's check the boss stats. Level reduction, Ops, Plasma Cannon, doing most of the damage again. So, you know, looking at this, Pulsar Harvester is, I think where it matters, Pulsar Harvester is doing what it needs to do. No, we're getting a bit more ramping on the boss now, which is I guess signaling the end of the run. Yeah, okay, that was a nice death defy. We got a bit lucky there. Wait, why did the... Oh no, did my chrono feel... Ah, damn it, I just died. What happened there? How did that boss just come in straight at me? Was my chrono field down? Ah, damn it. Things were looking nice. I mean, look at Inner Landmine. It's doing a lot of work. Okay, we did slightly worse. 2857 versus 2877. 20 waves difference. I don't know how I just died right at the end there. That was very unfortunate, but it seems to me like the two builds are very comparable with one another. Right, I would not have... I could still have used my smart missiles if there wasn't that... I don't know what happened at the end. That was unfortunate, but okay. Anyway, we are done with our tournaments. So let's switch back to the farming setup. This thing. I need this thing. And orbital augment. That's the assist. Okay, so this is sorted. Range back down. Shockwave back down. 98 meter range. Now I can put in chrono jump. Where is my chrono jump? Ah, there we go. Okay, 2 more levels to go. It shouldn't take very long. 4 days to complete this. Last level, I think 5-6 days. So by middle of the month we are done with this. Okay, nice. Fetch and summon goes back in. Farming setup once again. Oh nice, we can get a click into Ambot plus. No, Ambot cooldown. Okay, let's get that. 65 seconds. So almost 50% uptime on my Amplify bot now. Awesome. Let's collect that. So this is sorted. This is sorted. This is sorted. Cuts. Okay. Modules. Okay, farming labs are sorted as well. Okay, and we start our farm run. Alright, all done, all done. Let's put all of this back up. We turn on our poison swarm stun. Okay, it's already on. And yeah, I think I'm done with all of this. So I think this would be a good time to wrap up. So just to summarize, we tested 2 builds today. The first run we used Orbital Augment and Galaxy Compressor. I got 2,877 waves. In the second run I used Space Displacer and Pulsar Harvester. And I ended up getting very similar outcome, 2,857 waves. I'm not sure what happened right at the end of my run, but it was slightly unfortunate. I'm not sure what happened there. But in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys found it useful to some extent. And I think this would be a good time to wrap up the stream. So thank you all for joining. All the best in your tournaments. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.